We have such sights to show you.
Hi, everybody. I'm the drunk kitten Tribbles. Welcome to Ultimate Radio Show, right here on YouTube. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Hey, and I hope you all brought some beers.
How did a classical song written in 1674 become the only true gem on what most people will argue is the worst album that Emerson, Lake and Palmer ever put out? Well, we'll get there. Hi, I'm the High Command, and I'm here with that drunk kitten Tribbles. And today it's all about the Canarios.
Hi, everybody. Hey, boss. Did you say canaries? Kittens love canaries. Yeah, with hot sauce and beers.
Well, I don't think we're talking about real canaries here, Kitten. This was a piece of Baroque guitar work written by a guy named Gaspar Sanz, a guitarist in Spain. And this song actually became quite popular in the Spanish court. Now, this song was inspired by the dances of the people from the Canary Islands. And this might almost be like one of the first progressive guitar pieces ever written, since it had some quite challenging time changes in it.
All right, boss. Yeah, this guy actually studied music, theology, and philosophy at the University of Salamanca in Spain, where he was later appointed professor of music.
All right, Kitten. He actually wrote 3 volumes of works for Baroque guitar. It still forms an important part of the guitar repertory today for that type of guitar playing. And it's no wonder that Keith Emerson would kind of cap on this. It's just kind of something that, Emerson has always had an ear for picking out really cool pieces of classical music to cover. Anyway, we're going to play part of the original, well, not the original, but we're going to play part of the modern day interpretation of the classical guitar piece. And then we'll get into the Emerson, Lake and Palmer version. by 1978, Emerson, Lake and Palmer were tax exiles and living in Nassau in the Bahamas. They were barely on speaking terms. In fact, they were getting ready to break up. They did owe Atlantic Records one more album, and Emmett Ertegun encouraged them to write a more commercial product, which Keith Emerson obviously didn't want to do. But they went ahead with it anyway, and that's where the Love Beach album came from.
Yeah, boss. Yeah, the band was not real happy with this album, and they hated the cover. They said it made them look like a bunch of 70s disco stars.
Yeah, for the most part, the album was a failure and a dud. The band never really promoted it, and it did get a little airplay. They had a song on there called All I Ever Want Is You, and Love Beach did get a little bit of airplay, but for the most part, Keith Emerson hated it. I mean, he hated it with a passion. But anyway, the one true gem on that whole album is the song Canario. So let's go ahead and take a listen. All right, get our little obligatory break in here to make sure the copyright police stay happy. Yeah, luckily this wasn't the end of Emerson, Lake and Palmer, even though they did disband at this time. But they did reunite in whole or in part over the years after, this album came out. Worked with some other people, worked together, notably on the Black Moon tour in the 90s, which I saw. Just a great show. But anyway, let's get back into it. All right, Canario. Yeah, great interpretation by Keith Emerson. He's just so good at being able to take classical pieces of music and do that sort of thing. At any rate, folks, thanks for tuning in. I'm really happy to say that we've finally gone over 200 subscribers. And hey, if you're just casually watching this, just hit subscribe. It's free, doesn't cost anything, and you know, it makes the kitten happy. So, at any rate, we will see you on our next video.